Go, Jesse, all you.
Live from the Asbury Park Music Foundation and presented by Mogo, it's One More with Brian Erickson. Hey.
You ready?
Are we live? Well, that's it. You know who I am. You know who these guys are. You know what you're watching. It's One More with Brian Erickson. Each week, we bring in 2 new guests, except for this week. We just have one. We sit them down and we find out. I'm so afraid to find out what we find out this week. But first, and as always, Chris Dubrow, Jesse McCormick.
Hi, Brian.
Hi, Brian.
Hey.
Yeah, you guys aren't allowed to talk until we introduce them.
Who are these people?
We'll introduce them in a minute.
They're not here yet.
This is just pretend that they're not there. We're gonna edit around them. They're green screened out for right now.
Should we even bother with the "How was your weekend" bit?
I don't.
Like,
I mean,
I
we
don't have
can.
Mogo Taco.
Jesse, how was yours?
It was good. Yeah, I went to a lot of shows and I worked a lot and my feet hurt real bad.
Yeah, did you?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah, that's like kind of the long and short of it.
Oh, well, good.
Yeah, I don't know. It was a good weekend. I had a lot of friends and music and stuff.
How was your weekend, Brian?
Yeah, how was your
I
weekend?
don't know. I don't remember what I did.
So you had a great
I
weekend.
played. Yeah, I played a show. It was good.
Oh, sweet.
Play at that show?
No.
Where'd you play?
Union Firehouse.
Oh, yes, you played Union Firehouse. We saw each other in the next
Dude, what a good place to play. That's
Yeah.
a nice spot.
big room.
Tone's great.
One More with Brian Erickson is sponsored by Mogo. Brian, do you hear that? It's rumbling in my stomach that can only be satisfied by the savory goodness of Mogo Korean fusion tacos. Someone get me some Mogo. I didn't make Mogo tacos, so pretend I have one. Featuring fresh homemade ingredients, family recipes, and a variety of menu options, Mogo is bringing traditional Korean flavors to the masses. For the past 3 years, Mogo has also been a leading sponsor of Asbury Park Live, a free weekly summer concert series run in conjunction with the Asbury Park Music Foundation. What's up, Jim? This event series not only showcases emerging and established Asbury acts, but also raises money for youth music education, including the launch of a new Latin music summer camp last year. I'm going again this year. So visit either of their 2 locations, Cookman Avenue or the Asbury Park Boardwalk, for casual sit-down dining or takeout. The price is always fair. The food is always fantastic. Mogo Korean Fusion Taco. Open your mouth and put one into your face. I promise it's going to feel really good. Brian, no fucking way, dude. Not good, dude. Not good.
What? I didn't write that. Joey Henderson, Matt Fernicola, Chris Dubrow, and Billy McCabe, one of the hardest working bands in Asbury Park. Let us welcome the Burns. What's up, guys?
All right. Hi, everyone. I'm Brian Erickson. Thank you.
Brian Erickson.
This is also Brian. And
Let's go down the line. Who are you?
Hi, I'm Brian Erickson.
All right, next one.
They're going to have me say Brian Erickson. So
Every band has one.
Every band has a Brian. And yeah.
Yep.
Thank you for having us on,
Yeah,
Brian.
Thanks
Yeah,
for
like,
being here.
I
you
don't
mean
know.
that?
I don't know why, but thank you.
We've had a bunch of you in before individually, but I'm glad you all decided to come in, and I mean really not even decide. Like I think it was more the decision was more we're gonna do this, just and we'll circumvent you for a date.
Yeah.
So just be prepared.
Yeah. I mean, I feel like it's a little bit fitting because like we're coming up on the 2-year anniversary, which is like this Saturday. So I feel like this might be like a good this is like the Burns. This is your life. Like we're gonna bring in past members. We're gonna bring in.
Well, we do have your dad here.
We have my father here. We have we actually have
Dennis.
the only other past member besides us in the band, which is that Rachel
yeah, that's
Adopkin
true.
played drums.
I've never. Where's Rachel Anna Dobkin?
Rachel Anna
Where is
Dobkin.
she?
There.
Hey, Rachel!
have Rachel Anna
The
Dobkin.
original drummer for the Burns.
Here. Use my Oh yeah, you can.
All right, Rachel. In terms of the best decisions of your lifetime, not being in the Burns, where does that rank?
Can I plead the fifth on this one?
In terms of dodging a bullet by getting out of the Burns, are you more like JFK or Ronald Reagan?
Whoa! Wow!
Can you answer the question?
Ooh!
Can you please answer the
Please
question?
answer the question.
You are
Whoa!
under oath. You do not want to commit perjury.
God, well,
Where can we find your
I'm
music
sad
online?
we're live right now.
you can find it on Spotify.
Rachel Anna Dopkin,
What's
ladies and
Spotify?
gentlemen.
The first member of the Burns.
Wow.
Gone,
Founding
certainly not
member.
forgotten.
Gone too
And
soon.
my
Oh,
jokes were
credits.
bad, huh, Chris?
Yeah, no.
Whoa.
Oh, I'm sorry, too soon?
No, yeah, that was Rachel was in your band when you guys weren't even the Burns yet, right?
When they were Splendorson.
Yeah.
The Burns.
We were, no, we were Splenderson.
Can
yeah.
I tell you, I played a show with Splendorson.
Was it
at the
Saint?
hotel?
Oh wow, okay.
Was it?
It was just the two of you.
Pepper wine and
No, that was a different show. But no, it was I think it was just the two of you at the hotel. It was the two of you and me. Yeah.
I remember we definitely played three-piece at the hotel.
Oh no,
the
that's right. Joe,
hotel
it was
was your,
the
like,
three of
folk
you.
thing.
Chris was
No, we've
not
also done
there.
that.
It was Joey, Billy, and Fern.
Really?
I also played, and I don't know, maybe like Tara played, like someone like that. I think it was Tara, maybe.
I think it was just Chris.
No, it was Fern because you guys played, what's that Stones song? The really good one.
A Satisfaction?
No,
Paint
I
a
said
Flag?
I said the good one. No, the good one.
Virginia or something
Sweet
like that.
Virginia, yeah, that's
I've
right.
played that song in my entire life.
Yo, we played it before. I've been like, yo, it's a D and just play something.
No, I have like a picture of you playing.
When you're
I don't have a video.
You can really hear it in the photograph, all your riffs.
Well, you could see the D major chord being made. Yeah.
That's for those of you watching, that's this one.
All right, Fern, talk us through some of your favorite guitar chords.
There's this one,
Okay, great.
and then there's this one.
Oh, that's fancy.
This one's cool because if you move it up a little bit, it makes a
Ooh.
different chord.
Great.
And then there's also this one, and that's the same thing. You move it anywhere. It makes
Is that
a
how
cool
that
chord.
works?
Something like that.
All right.
Can you transpose that for a lefty like me?
Actually, no,
So
I
how does
can't. I
that-
picked up a lefty guitar like
So
2
it's like
weeks ago.
so this and then there's this.
Cool.
That's that one, yeah.
There is
Now,
that one.
Now, Fern, I must ask. Are you? Are you?
What? What just happened?
What's your favorite guitar?
How'd the Burns get their name?
Sorry.
The Burns. I'm gonna ostensibly like lead this thing because I know that even though Bailey, of course, is our leader, he's the most silent of all the members. So,
Remember, guys, my mom is watching.
hey Joyce.
Hi, Mom.
That's
Hope
what
you,
she.
didn't, hope you didn't vote for Reagan or JFK.
I was gonna say she probably
brought it
didn't
back.
appreciate the Reagan or JFK bit.
Reagan was fine.
All right, so we got our name. Joey just came to the band and was like, hey, I got a band name. And we were like, okay.
Ah, Jesus, Fern.
But
Every time we retell this story, it gets a little worse.
Okay, Joey should tell the story.
next time it
we're
was like
like,
Joey
like,
held us by
change
gunpoint and was like, "It's 5 letters or I'm
It was
out."
great because he wrote it on the board,
Yes.
and then he drew like some smoke, and he was like, "You get it?" Like, I'm like, "I get it, Joey."
Yeah, no.
It's the Burns.
I like to describe it as like if you touch something too hot.
Yep, there's that one also.
You know, that never occurred to me before.
Yeah.
Billy, what do you think of our band name?
Joey asked me to come over and jam, and then 2 years later, I'm still here.
That was actually. Can we let Billy talk instead? Because that was actually that provided like a modest amount of insight.
I don't know if you've listened to our songs or had a conversation with any of the three of us, but we're not very insightful, fellows.
I'm fairly certain I've done both of those things.
Yeah, so you recognize that we don't really look inward. It's a lot of outward and a lot of yelling.
Well, is that
And so much sweating, Joey, Jesus.
I know, I'm like on fire.
And also your jokes are on fire.
I'll get it because we're the Burns. I get it.
So
Pants.
it's been a really productive 2 years though for to get serious. Like how have you managed to remain, both relevant and active with
Well,
no pun intended, but without burning yourself.
I think it's because we stash a lot of material all the time, as much as possible, and it's like it doesn't matter if things get a little hairy or a little whiskey. Like we try to always move forward and always have enough to propel ourselves. So we have like 3 or 4 new songs coming out for this 2-year anniversary show, and then Joey wrote like 4 more that I'm really really excited for.
Yeah.
No problem.
Well, no,
There's-
you got some new stuff too.
They're pretty good.
Yeah.
they're-
Pretty good.
I think they're great. Okay.
So what's the so what kind of value do you see in kind of seemingly always being in the studio recording and releasing material? Because I mean 2 years you've got a full length, an EP, and a single that's just 2 months old now, so it's
You
still
need
fairly
constant content. So we have like a new single that we're going to be releasing not at this show, but at our bigger April show that we have coming up.
Oh yeah.
We'll announce
yeah.
420 Blaze It at Langosta Lounge.
And
Sick.
That's April 20th.
We're playing 6 to 9. We're not.
and the song.
Nice.
Guess how long the song is?
Is it 4 minutes and 20 seconds?
20
Yeah, it
seconds
is.
long? Yeah.
It was
Okay.
actually 4 minutes, but we added 20 seconds of silence. But
But actually,
Very creative.
jumping off the notion of
lead
like the
number.
idea of like constantly creating and not burning ourselves out, I think a part of it is it's like finding the balance between creating and just going with it and just this is it, it's done versus like actually making something that like we worked hard on. So like I always find it interesting like the idea of like sometimes your content is just like the fact that it was made with like first impulses. I always love the way that feels. A lot of my favorite artists are people who are like they don't worry about like multiple takes. They don't worry about that. They just kind of make it and that's what it is. I think that we've kind of found that, which let us like make a lot of our content pretty quickly because we just kind of ran with what we had versus overthinking it.
Yeah.
And now kind of stepping back and being like, well, what happens if we do overthink? What happens if we kind of dial into a song and really think about it for a while?
Well, isn't there, to kind of flip it, we were talking about the value of, a constant stream of stuff. What about the value in, maybe thinking about what you're doing? Because, I mean, we just had, we had Rachel kind of just, pop in for a second. But, like, her record, we talked to her a couple months back. I mean, her record, those songs were kind of gestating for a long time. And that album, and not that your guys' albums don't, like, it's those two records, when you kind of hold them up to one another, it's like one was very carefully considered and curated and sounds great. And your guys, if this is to be believed, you're kind of like just putting stuff together and putting it out, but it still sounds great. Like, how does that?
we tend to rehearse the songs a lot for like 3 or 2 weeks before we're going to record them.
Okay.
And then go in the studio and like change half of it. And
Yeah.
then just kind of like take it from there. But my biggest thing is, and what I've realized working on like a different album that's taken 3 or 4 years, is that after a
What
certain
album's that, Fern?
after a certain point,
What album's that?
after a certain point, you're just making things different. You're not making them better or worse.
Okay.
I like
And
that.
the problem.
I really like that.
The
Fern.
problem is you can always make it different. And anything you do, is not even music. It doesn't matter what the hell you're doing in life. You can always make it different, and that's where people, they get lost in. It's like, oh, well, it's not finished. No, it's finished. This is just this is a good version. You want to make another good version, that's fine, but you're going to waste your time making 17 different versions of like one good thing.
Does it ever get to a point where, you get to that overthinking and the song starts to kind of fall apart a little bit?
Totally.
Yeah, we have one song that we worked on a bunch.
We were
that,
going to
like,
release it, like 6 months
We
ago?
were gonna release it like before the end of December, and then we went back. I was like, oh, we've gotten lost in the mire of it. That like suddenly you're like looking at every single note, every single tone, and kind of overthinking it.
We don't even play the song anymore.
So where's the balance then?
Yeah.
It's just finding it, man. Like it's both. Like that's the constant struggle of being an artist of any sort, But also, I go back. Like my favorite band, the Mountain Goats. They always say like the studio is not the final version. That's not the be all end all. It happens, and after they record, they're playing songs and they're rediscovering them. So I think that's part of us. Is like the studio versions are just what they are, and we like the content. We're proud of it, but like playing them live, it's never going to be the same thing. You're never going to have the same experience listening in the studio versus listening to us play live.
For sure. Like, I've always held true to the fact that, like, art is never done. Like, and I think there's a lot of beauty in that. And you see that whenever you guys play live. Like, I've never seen you guys look the same twice, Like, you're always, it's just like what you said. You're always rediscovering these new things that you do within your music. And I think that's really cool. Yeah, of course.
But
I
what?
like to think-
Oh, go ahead, Joey.
I was gonna say, like if you live in a small mountain village, right?
Small Mountain
okay.
Goats
I'm
Village.
getting
Okay, small Mountain Goats Village.
So we're in a
You have a
mountain village.
small
Uh-huh.
mountain.
Small-
Joey, do you need
Are the
another
pe-
beer?
No, I'm fine, thanks.
Okay.
Another
cream
beard?
soda?
Yeah, another
mean-
beard. No, I'm actually.
It's
feeling
cream soda.
More of a.
Oh, that's
scotch,
I forgot.
maybe.
I meant another root beer. Another root
Oh,
beer.
another
Yes.
root beer. No, I'm fine, thanks.
Guys, we're in a small village. Go.
Yeah,
Mountain
so
village.
I'm in a small mountain village, right?
Mountain Goats Village.
And you have one stream, and that stream is your creativity. You should be constantly drinking it and stockpiling it because maybe it runs dry and then you have no water. And the water in this scenario is our creative and songwriting process. So I feel like we are constantly trying to create and write new music because we have this thing that's going like this, which some kind can also be a deterrent where if you want to hyper focus on one song, but then it's like almost gets that I've been trying a million different things on this, it doesn't feel right, but let me work on this other new thing, and then we just have more and more songs, and then the ones that make it to the studio I think are just lucky enough that we'd rehearsed enough to make the cut to get to the studio,
Yeah,
Okay.
definitely got to plan a lot, which obviously we're great planners. Definitely great at planning. But like because that's the problem. Like you get into rehearsal and like all right, we have 6 songs we want to go through, and then you get into the studio and maybe 3 of those can get there. And then the next time around when we have another 6 songs, so the 3 that didn't make it, they just kind of keep on falling and falling, and then all of a sudden you have a good selection of tunes that you're working on, but then the other ones just kind of didn't make the cut. They almost become rough drafts.
And
We have a lot of rough drafts.
nothing's ever going to be more relevant than the song you just wrote. So, you know, that's kind of like the most feeling. You want that emotion and that satisfaction, that release from, you know, the songwriting process and playing the music. It's that fresh tune because you're like, can
But-
I curse? I can't curse. Right?
You
But
can curse.
yeah, you can curse.
Oh, fuck yeah. You know what I mean? Like, it's like
but
I
then
feel like, you
but
know.
then how does that work against what you guys just said like just a couple minutes ago, where you're able to consistently release things because you do a little bit of stockpiling?
Like, how do you
Well, we're
keep the
constantly
balance?
contradicting ourselves.
Oh,
Yeah.
100%. Yeah, that's
Always. Joey and I
That's
talk
why
on the
we're
phone
called
to
the Burns.
That's why?
No.
Okay. Joey and I
different
talk
answer
on the
every
phone
time.
like
Yeah.
2 or
Oh,
3
that's why.
Thank you for clarifying that for me.
Joey and I talk on the phone like 2-3 times a day, and by the 3rd conversation, we have a couple ideas that just, you know, oh, maybe they went away. And like out of the 10 that we came up with, 2 of them or 3 of them made the cut.
Like
Like
for
doing
your
this
latest
today.
thing is like, that's a great idea that we'll never do. I can't wait for that. I'm like,
Yeah, we do. We have a lot of those.
We have this one line that we like that we're trying to put into a song, which is never again until the next time.
What do you think, Bill?
That
Joey asked me to come over to jam, and I'm scared.
Billy,
Billy, want to jam?
these are the real MVP.
That was good. Yeah, I mean,
oh, man.
What do you
God, I
Oh, sorry.
My
Billy,
turn,
go.
Joey.
Please, the floor
The floor
yield
is
the
truly
floor.
yours, Bill Dog.
Ask me a question.
Ask you a question.
Do you have do you have questions for like each of us specifically?
No, I don't.
All right.
Just throwing
Okay, then
general
we're gonna
questions.
ask each other questions.
I do have ones I did toward the end. Don't look for. We're gonna get to all of them.
I like cheating, okay?
I don't know if we're
I
going
do
to.
have one specific question for Billy. I don't have anybody else, but I just what's it like playing with these 3? Like that's the
Answer
question.
honestly.
Okay. What year did this start? 2000.
2017.
It was 2017. Well, you know, it's pretty fun. I mean, I like it. You know, it's a good time. But I love them all in their own way.
Aw, Bill.
I thought you said I love them all.
Yeah, I definitely thought that for a second. Yeah.
But yeah, no, it's good. I had no complaints. It keep me busy. I'll tell you that.
Yeah.
Keep me busy.
We found the only drummer that's in no other projects, and we make him wish he was, so he wouldn't have to play with us all the time.
God bless.
Hey everyone, OneMore, sponsored by You Don't Know Jersey, owned and operated by Allison M. Maziak. You Don't Know Jersey has been bringing its readers all the best in Garden State sports, music, art, film, and culture for nearly a decade. Hey Joey,
Hey, have you ever wondered where you can find a record review of a slightly above average bar band that likes to wear jumpsuits? Well, then you're in luck because You Don't Know Jersey has the content for you.
So whether you're in High Point, Cape May, or anywhere in between, visit youdon'tknowjersey.com for all the latest. Because you don't know Jersey, you just fucking don't.
You don't know Jersey.
That was good. That was a
Joyce
good
is
one, Brian.
watching.
Do you
Watch it.
the best? Oh,
That was a really good one.
Good one. Yeah.
that's 2 weeks in a row now.
Yeah, you got me good.
So, you have any particular highlights from the past 2 years that you'd like to share or talk about?
I don't know if they were necessarily highlights, but Chris dyed his whole
That was
Oh, yeah.
That was rough.
Terrible. I was so upset
That
with
was-
you. when you did
Yeah, well,
That
I'm
was
sorry
for
that
my
I had the
mom.
hair to do it, Fern.
that. Meets me.
Ow.
Oh wow!
He-
Ooh.
Okay, I just want to throw it.
It's fine. It's fine. No one asked. But everyone asked.
Actually, honestly, highlights for me, honest to God, the second release show for the UEP that we did, the Lanes with
Lanes.
Levy and
Yeah,
Yo.
that was great.
Lanes was a lot of
And
fun.
all those like that show particularly felt like super duper special because like it felt like I had been working for a really long time with a lot of different projects. And I was like, yeah, the Burns are my main project, but you know, I do all these other things like that show after that. And after even getting that EP done, which was anyone can attest. That was like a mad dash to the finish.
Yeah,
to get
that
thing
took
printed in
you
time.
guys were like midnight the night before,
Yeah,
right? Like running
just
right up
Yeah,
to
like,
the.
like
Really
eating
good at
Burger
planning.
King like as much as I can just to like calm myself down so I could like finally send in the payment for the CDs.
Is that how you calm yourself down?
I don't want to talk about it, man. But yeah,
Stress
that
eating's
was
real.
that entire
Don't
show,
judge.
that entire release was super special for me, and it really kind of solidified like what this whole project has been about.
Does it feel good to feel like your project is has been legitimized by kind of a larger event like that?
Yes and
Or
no.
a series? Because I mean, it's not just that. It's like the wonderful year. 2 years in a row that you guys have done. You guys have taken part in a lot of bigger events.
I mean, just for me personally, it does, but that's a constant struggle I have is like, because ultimately when you're doing any sort of art, which God forgive me for calling myself an artist, but when you're doing that, you just want to make something you're proud of. So yes, the outside validation in any form feels good, but like when that becomes more tantamount to making something that you're proud of, then you kind of lose the thread, which is something that I personally struggle with a lot. And this band has kind of helped me forget about that because I'm working with other people who just want to make really good things.
And it's more than just making the music really good. It's like making the entire package. Like you mentioned, wonderful year. Like all 4 nights that we've done that have been like a huge highlight. Just at the end of the day, like realizing that like the months and months and months of planning and getting everyone possible involved on it, and like having the show be over and just like sitting at the Wonder Bar with like an empty room after like everyone's cleared out, and you're just loading up your stuff after just another gig, and it's like, okay, this one was cool. There's been a lot of them.
What does that feel like after that? After the event is over and the venue's emptied out.
It feels good, It feels like all the time that you put into it. It feels like for once it's like, okay, maybe we should keep on doing it, because everyone has the conversation where it's like, okay, so is this the last one? Like we're done? But
I know that conversation.
well, seriously, but like having like the small moments where it really feels like, you know what, tomorrow I gotta wake up and go to my job and do whatever, or tomorrow I gotta wake up and make negative money again. It's like it makes it more than worth it. It makes it the reason why you do it.
Wow. Yeah. Billy, have anything to add while I pick up my questions real quick?
Joey told me to say,
Joey
I
left that.
think our local scene is paramount.
No, the Paramount
To our
Theater is
success.
just one of the many venues in
Yes.
Asbury.
It's a really wonderful thing. Ride that pony.
And we love all of our scenes.
And we loves all the saints and sinners. He's making venue puns. That's way too much.
Joey,
That's-
Joey,
Okay,
Joey,
so
tell Billy I said hi.
I hear
Brian,
what
what
you're
must
saying.
you ask
So, what does it mean to you to be so closely associated with the arts and music community here? Like, because you guys are definitely one of the bands that's synonymous with this.
No, it really does mean a lot. It's a huge deal what we have going on in Asbury Park, and we kind of cut the chase with the humor all the time because that's kind of like what we like to do, and we got to keep it fun and vibe that. But like in all seriousness, what we have here in this town it's an amazing thing. And that being said, we don't necessarily want to leave, but this year our focus is playing more outside of this town because we it gets to a certain point where you feel like you're almost doing this repeat thing. You know what I mean? It's like if you do all your laundry in the same washer and dryer, then
What?
No,
What?
no, it
metaphor didn't go the way.
it gets clean
If you
until
do-
the appliance
we
breaks.
use the
Joey.
same dishwasher every time.
The dishes get clean.
The dishes continue to get clean.
If you
You
McDonald's
know how chores work?
McDonald's tastes the same everywhere.
How
like
do
that,
you
know?
how do you prevent
You
that
just flipped the metaphor,
association?
You flipped it.
Joey, how
So-
about if you eat the same thing every day?
Yeah, that would have been much more
Or you eat at
succinct.
the same
So are the
restaurant
Burns looking
every
to
day?
tour at all? Is
I
that
mean-
where you were going with
Yes.
that?
Yes,
Yeah,
Thank
we're
you.
hoping to get on the road.
But
All
actually,
right, cool.
Let me follow me here. So
Yeah.
on our 2-year anniversary show, we're actually bringing in 2 out-of-town bands because
Who's that?
A Band of Tomorrow and what's
Court Street Tavern.
Court Street
Company. Yeah, Court Street Company. Which I keep wanting to say Court Street Tavern. I think it's the venue, but bringing in two bands from out of town that we know that we really love is like kind of our way of saying like, look, we love our scene, we love everyone in it, like, and we're so happy we get to play with all them. But it's going on everywhere, so we need to keep not only bringing people in from the outside, but we need to keep showing people what we can bring, and that's an important part of what we're moving on for, like what we're moving towards the next step.
And do you find that's the most effective way to prevent yourselves from getting stuck? You know,
if we don't
doing
get stuck.
dishes in the same machine night after night. As you
I
would
mean,
put it,
well,
Joey?
like they
I
still get
don't know
clean.
what that metaphor means,
but wait,
but
no,
okay.
that's what you guys said to me.
I'm
No.
sure he doesn't.
It's like metaphorically speaking.
I'm gonna.
No, it's. I think it's a smart move for any artist, and we're just extremely lucky to have a home base that is Asbury Park versus anyone else's home base might be someplace where the nearest venue is an hour and a half away. And like, I can only imagine what that life's like because we have 14 venues within 5 minutes of walking distance right now, which is just like something that
Yeah,
not
and that
everybody
is
gets.
that is
and
rare.
leaving the area is when you realize like, wow, there's not 6 music venues in this town.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's
There's,
like one bar that
there's
people
one
go
bar.
to.
You gotta play. You gotta play covers.
you gotta
and
play
bring your
covers.
sound system.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it's like there's one bar. There's no press. There's certainly nothing like
I
this,
really
like
think-
this building, or like podcasts, things like there's no. I find this particular area has a really unique infrastructure.
And let
You know,
alone
that's
just-
sort of meant to support bands like the Burns that are that just keep grinding.
100%. And there's enough artists in the area too that I think can fill all these venues and then some, which is also something else. You know, like
yeah.
through the label Telegraph Hill Records.
.com.
Yeah. No, the
Is there a website?
Hey, Palm.
I don't know.
Yeah,
Well, like
there
we're
is.
hoping
There is a website.
everyone is
I've
starting
seen
to
it.
get on the road, which I think is a really good thing from the label. And if we can start getting tour packages going, like, hey, this is the music of Asbury Park, and everyone is similar, a little different in their own way because we all have our own art, and just being able to take that on the road and let everyone know what we're doing here, I think it would be just really
it's
nice.
really
Like,
important.
it would be
It's very
so
important to
nice.
get a
If we could just like get out on the road.
okay.
Billy, what costume do you regret the most from the Burns?
They made me dress like Julius Caesar. Actually, let me talk about this.
What about
Sounds like he's been waiting to get this off his chest for the whole 2 years.
Give him the mic. Give him the mic.
I'm so excited.
Oh my.
No, actually, you gotta hold this one.
Oh wow. Bye, Chris.
Anyway, thankfully we stopped dressing up.
We used to dress up in costumes.
We used to dress up in costumes,
there's half of
and
my video
Wait,
Dad
used
gave me
to?
before.
used
We
to.
got
Well, no,
something
the
this
good
Saturday.
one.
We
The
got
good one is the
something.
jumpsuits. I will agree on the jumpsuits, right?
Yeah, I like jumpsuits.
I mean, I personally enjoyed about probably like this time last year when you all showed up to New Hope in
In-
red pants and a white shirt.
That.
That was
Yeah.
those were my favorite Burns costumes.
My favorite was back in the Splendorson days. You all dressed in Hawaiian shirts, and you had an extra, and you offered it to an audience member. So I got to be in costume with you.
Real quick,
and it was really
this is
exciting.
one of my favorite bits we ever did. So the curtain opened at the Saint, and myself, Fern, and Billy are wearing Hawaiian shirts, and Joey's wearing a flannel. And the first 3 songs, he's like, I can't believe these guys wore Hawaiian shirts and I didn't. You know what? I'm done with this Hawaiian shirt. I'm done with this flannel. He rips off his flannel. He's wearing a Hawaiian shirt underneath, and no one laughs. It was so very special to me. And I think, more or less, if you want to like really like what is the Burns, it's that
Well,
story.
look, I
Yeah.
think, Chris, I think you really got
pretty on
Maximum
point.
effort, minimum reward.
Chris, we really have to have a handle on the bars, and also to goatee every moment that you can.
Yeah.
You got to just go to the moment. It's very important.
And like sometimes you got to keep some things in your stash and like wait for the time is right, you know. But
How do
Whisker,
fit
you think
things
it's a
up there?
good idea or the best idea? You just got to go for it.
Great.
Should we read some ad and play some songs? I mean, how many more questions do you have, Brian?
I don't know. I mean, I'm just waiting for Matt to give me the cue. I got,
lost all control here.
You never had control, Matt Smith.
we can.
You
uh,
think you're
I'm the
the
captain now.
don't let him talk to you like that.
Look at me. Okay.
what a
Let's,
great
yeah.
relevant joke.
Yeah, what a topical reference.
I could ask you one or two more, and then we can get to the music.
One.
So you clearly have this
We have it.
this kind of party, like a party band vibe.
Yeah, we wanted people to enjoy it. That's the most important thing.
What kind of new directions do you see yourselves taking the Burns in as you move forward?
We definitely want to grow. We're always trying to grow in as many ways as possible. But for me, it's like, okay, so there's this always joking mentality, always fun. Hey, we're goofballs. You come to our show. Don't worry that you didn't pay your rent this week and you're going to be evicted. Just come to the show. It's fine. And then
Wow, that's really.
just come to the
There's
show.
like a
You
real
really went for it
darkness
there.
there.
And then
Is that
really
the
went
message
for
we
just
give
come
off?
to the show. It's fine. And then on the bottom though, we take
Are you
everything.
okay? Do you need a minute? Like,
no, I'm fine. Go to
Actually,
the
yeah,
show,
like
it's fine.
Friends went
take
to
your
cancel
take your
for-
work seriously, never take yourself
Gosh.
seriously
Yeah.
has been a very
Yeah.
important motto
I
for
agree.
us.
Like if we could go from party band to like gala band, and then maybe like shindig band,
Okay.
and then
What
maybe
about
like
hootenanny band?
hootenanny band.
That'd be
you know,
great.
like something like
Is
that.
What about a
Hootenanny above
throwdown
shindig?
band?
That-
I'm genuinely curious.
I mean, have you been to both a hootenanny and a shindig? Then you would know the answer to that question. I don't know what I meant by that.
I really don't know. What you meant by
It
that
was
at all.
really mean, but it was mostly gibberish. I think just my tone
I don't know what
was
you
rude.
said, but I'm definitely offended.
It's about hootenannies and
It should
shindigs.
be.
you have anything for them, Jesse? I have one last question, but
Oh,
if Jesse, if you got something.
Jesse's got one question. What's the matter with us?
That was. Are we all doing this bit again?
No, we
Yeah.
don't need to do it again, guys.
Do
no,
I?
No,
yeah.
no.
Bring it on.
We're not.
Boom shot.
Got notes so
Booms and shot.
Chris, you're like
Yeah.
the co-host of this. Like, you're not supposed to do that.
I know,
Yeah,
but
you
I'm
should
having
ask
fun this
yourself
week.
a question.
You
I really
must
like
ask
this
yourself.
band. That's all I have to say. No, yeah, I mean, like, again, like, I've been watching you guys since Splenderson, and I've seen you grow, and, like, you're all my friends. Like, I love the dynamic you guys have on stage. Like, you are all in so many different projects, but, like, the way that you have this chemistry of just, like you've said it a bunch this interview of, like, you have this way of just kind of, like, doing stuff and it just being good, and I think that's a testament to just the way that you guys interact with each other and are such good friends, and it's always fun to watch you guys, and that's all I have. So
Thank you,
yeah.
Jesse.
You're
That was
welcome.
really nice.
Yeah, well, I mean, like, you guys are goofballs and idiots, but I love y'all so much.
means a
Like,
lot.
yeah, of course.
My last question to you guys, and then we'll get to some music, is what is it about being in this band that makes you happy?
Oh, can I go first? Sweet. Okay, sweet. My favorite thing is having a group of people that are all working towards the same thing, and that, like, doesn't matter if the times are good or bad. There's always someone to, like, lean back on.
And that's
So, like,
rare.
When I do my solo projects and all my other projects, like, it's tough because, like, not everyone's in it the same amount or the focus isn't there. But for this project, like, if I got a bad day, I know I can call any of these guys and they have my back. And they all have called me before when they've needed stuff. So that's the one thing. Just, like, I guess accountability, reliability, and just trying to do things in our own way. It's not, like, totally different, but it's just our own spin. And I like having our own voice.
Great. Anybody else?
That was way better than what I was.
Yeah, I mean,
I agree, Fred.
What were Billy and Joey? What were you gonna say?
I'd be okay. Me first. I just, I'm I'm playing. I'm busy. Gets me out of the house. It's great.
Do you because we're taking you away from Kristen and the cats. Do you
Well-
how often do you find yourself
Of course,
resenting
those
that
are-
we take you away
those
from
are
the
number
cats?
one, but
Oh.
gotta get out.
Joe Hendo, what's your favorite part of playing in this band?
I really like.
Ew.
What was the question?
Sorry, the
Oh,
noise was awful.
What about being in the
Continue.
Burns makes you happy?
Oh no, it's the fun that we have. It's the release. It's this right now. It's what we're doing, and it's all stupid, and sometimes it's fabricated, and sometimes
this
it's
is
not.
fun. This is fun for you.
Yeah, this
Is this
I'm
not
having
fun
a
for you,
blast.
Brian?
Can
when
you
you just
tell?
lashed out at me
So,
earlier,
I'm
that
not-
wasn't fun for you.
like if I'm profusely sweating, I'm having a good time, or I'm on a first date at Frank's. Oh man, it's so bad. If I go there for breakfast, I start sweating. And then it's just like, why are you sweating so bad? I'm like, I must have drank too much last night. And then they're like, are you okay? Do you want a glass of water? I'm like, guess I'll never talk to you again.
Everything's fine.
You almost got me to do a 1920 spit take on that one. I have messed with this microphone so much. It's a disaster. I cannot
Chris, how about
imagine
you
the
answer the
sound.
question and we get to some music?
No, I think I'm gonna buy my time because I got a lot of things to say to you folks, and you're gonna hear it. Now, I can kind of just second all that. Like, coming from a theatrical performance background, playing music And the notion of just like sitting there and playing the right notes and finding the groove, that's fun. But finding a band that the energy has a performative aspect and sort of a theatrical aspect, not like on purpose, but just where we come from. The energy is the closest I got with all these projects, which I love playing for all of them. But like this band is the one that like makes me like remember why it was that I did the acting thing for a while, because there's a certain give and take between both the members of the band and the members of the audience that's just a little bit different than, let's say, like playing with Terradente, who's an amazing musician, and playing with those guys is so much fun, but it doesn't have the same, like, if I'm going to go crazy, I know for a fact that these guys are going to go crazy with me. If I'm going to do a stage fall on a certain song, Fern's going to do it with me. If I'm going to do stupid banter, these guys are going to do even stupider banter, and then we're going to fight about whose banter is stupider into the microphones, which, if you stick around and listen, you're going to hear that happen.
Yeah. Billy, what do you think about your banter?
I don't really have any banter, but
Billy did tell a great joke in one performance that we did. Do you remember when we played Hags, and instead of doing the solos of six string, we all just went around and told jokes?
Yes.
My joke was society. But Billy's joke was, what's the difference between a toilet and a drummer? A toilet only has to deal with one asshole all the time.
I do remember that.
And I think
Totally forgot about that.
the burnedmusicnj.com confirms that. Anyway, I don't know. Should we get set up and play some songs?
Yeah, let's get you guys.
Shall I
get you
read
guys
some
playing some
things?
music.
Go to the music.
Please.
Just gonna read some ads.
Oh yeah, hold on. Let me get my cream soda out of your way.
Root beer.
It's cream soda.
Root beer, whole beer.
Well, I don't want to make Jim upset by saying that it's beer. Oh no! Oh no! One More with Brian Erickson is brought to you by the Asbury Park Music Foundation. APMF raises money to support youth music programs throughout Asbury Park that provide lasting skills, self-confidence, and life-changing experiences for underserved kids in the community. This includes funding for the Hip Hop Institute at the Boys and Girls Club of Monmouth, in-school music programs at Hope Academy, and this is like a real-life speech jammer, and scholarships for kids to attend Lake House Music Academy. APMF also hosts concert series throughout the year, whether it's Music Mondays at Springwood Park or Asbury Park Live over the summer. Brian, could you please be quiet? I'm trying to read an ad.
Oh! Christy Brown isn't the only person that threw to Jesse tonight. Wow.
Thank you. Or Asbury Park Live over the summer, Suburbia Friday nights, or the Sunday Songwriter Series, APMF always has something going on. Check out their calendar for more details. And if you're interested in making a meaningful difference in the community or keeping Asbury Park's legacy of music alive, head to asburyparkmusiclives.org to make a donation. And while you're there, pick up a Music Saved Asbury Park t-shirt. Connor Bracken has like 6 of them. All proceeds make it possible to support Music Saved My Life music programs. One More with Brian Erickson is also sponsored by Bordentown Guitar Rescue. Founded by certified luthier Mike Vierock. I'm sorry, Vierock, I will get your name right in like the first go soon.
Jesse, it's even spelled phonetically.
I know, but it's a... I want to say Vierock, but it's V-Rock. I want to make sure that I say it right. I've never met him. I just want to make sure I say his name right. I was before my time. It's before my time. BGR has been building, modifying, customizing, and repairing stringed instruments since 2012, so why wait a month for a basic setup from one of the big retailers when Bordentown Guitar Rescue has the quickest turnaround time in the state? So whether you've warped your wood, popped your G-string, or bent your neck, call certified luthier Mike Vierock for an estimate. Bordentown Guitar Rescue. Fix it, V-Rock. And now, the good boys that play the rockin' tunes, I give you the Burns!
Hi, Mom. Put it at Unity. Oh!
Hey, bring it to Unity. Can we get more in the room?
This song is about being in a shitty mood. It's called Mood. Wait. Now, this song is called Mood. It's about being in a shitty mood. I so strange. I'm in my groove. I tell you, I'm in a mood. It ain't no good. A mood. It ain't no good. Well, I don't want your hugs now. You squeeze me too tight. And I'm gonna need some drugs to get me to sleep tonight. Woo. It's so strange. I'm not in my groove. I'm in a groove. Yeah. It ain't no good. It ain't no good. Thank you. Thank you.
You know I'm out late most nights. You know I'm the first one in morning. Seems like everybody needs me, but they do not care where I'm going. Yo, Chris,
We're going to A minor, folks.
but now you're calling my name. You're singing fine while you're late. Well, you just want my time. You don't care about my life. Ring me for each drop. Oh, and well, stop. I got a voice in my head. Yes, I know it ain't mine. Seems like the past is ringing. It's wreaking havoc in my mind. But now it's calling my name. Singing fine. Well, you just want my time. You don't care about my life. sleeping on couches and breathing in toxic from the city sky. You know my car is my wife, I'm inside of it every day. 'Cause I'm driving these roads, building these tolls with the nickels that I save. But I know, you ain't living in my home. Calling my name, you're singing far away. You ring me for each drop. Oh, when will this I wanna come home to you. I don't wanna be out late each night. I'm so sick of sleeping on couches and breathing in toxic from the city sky. You know my car is my wife. You know I'm inside of it every day. 'Cause I'm driving these roads. I'm paying these tolls with all the nickels that I've made. But I she ain't living in my home. She ain't living in my home. She ain't living in my home. Living in my home. Living in my home. I got buried in my soul. You ain't living in my home. I wanna come home to you. I don't wanna be out late each night. I'm so sick of sleeping on couches and breathing in toxic from the city sky. You know my car is my wife, I'm inside of it every day. 'Cause I'm driving these roads, I'm billing these tolls with the pennies that I've saved. But I know, she ain't living in my
I gotta read some ads real quick. All right, let me do the events. Hold on. Monday, March 4th. Facts, mulch, yacht mower, and lunch ladies at the state. That's happening right now. I'm heading over like after this. Tuesday, March 5th. Happy birthday, Scott Austin Miller of the Paper Jets. Scotty boy. Fat Tuesday with We Used to Cut the Grass at 10th Avenue Burrito. And Mardi Gras 2019 featuring Dark City String featuring My Upright Bass and Langosta Lounge, 7 p.m. Wednesday, March 6th, it's Nash, our cameraman's birthday. I think I speak for Nash when I said, why the hell am I doing this every week? Catch me if you can. Clint Newman, Kevin Murray at the Downtown. No Chance. Album release show featuring Long Neck, Algebra 2, and Jake Bellissimo, Knitting Factory in Brooklyn. Nothing. Tony Molina and Candy at AP Brewery, 7 p.m. Cat London, Leah Boise, and Jake Tripp at the Asbury Hotel. Thursday, March 7th, Tossers, Barrett's and the Felons, Steve Burke at AP Brewery. Friday, March 8th, happy birthday Jake Resnick from We're Ghosts Now and Scout. Court Street Company album release show featuring the Birds and the Holy Rollers that is in Virginia. Charlie Bliss with special guest Algebra 2 at the Wonder Bar at 7 p.m. Kisses, Sick Shit, X-Made, California Cousin, and the Program at AP Brewery, 7 p.m. Bob Mahoney and the Seventh Son, Outside Voices, Natalie Farrell, Idleways, and Fighting Phoebus and Say, 7:30 p.m. Mercury Brothers, Double Day, Monty at the Asbury Hotel at 9 p.m. Meg Canterbury, Pepper Wine, and Patty C. Friends of the NPYC at 9 p.m. Saturday, March 9th, happy birthday, Jim Rathby. Know Your Enemy,
Empire Fire, Call Out, Roxy and Dukes, The Burns 2-year anniversary featuring Up Tomorrow, Court Street Company, My Dad's Band, Kind of Bracken, Waiting on Mongo, that's at the St. 7:30 p.m. Tide Beds at the APYC, Free Brigade, Ready Now, Jeff Lind at the Meat Locker in Montclair, who cares? Sunday, hold on. Sunday, March 10th is Scott Stamper from the Saints' birthday. Scott, thank you so much for everything you've done for us over the past 2 years. 1, 2, 3, 4. Close out your weekend at Scarlet Poem with Kate Dressed Up, Blaine Scott Green, and Renee Catherine Maskin at Scarlet Poem at 8 p.m. That's all the events. Renee Catherine Maskin. And now, ladies and gentlemen, once again, the band that makes me very sweaty and very frustrated, the fucking Bird! Yo, was that in C? Oh, okay, I see what you did there. Is her name real middle name Catherine, or did you make that up? Did you text her and ask her?
No, that's...
I don't know like my brother's middle name. I never knew Maskin's middle name.
Did you say me and Fern's gig on Sunday?
Fern and you have a gig on Sunday?
Yeah, we're playing the Noise in the Attic.
Oh, Noise in the Attic returns Sunday, March 10th. Come say it. Well, Joey Vance, 2, 3, 4.
Now Jesse gets to talk about our show.
No.
We're going back to our Inca roots. It's a Noise in the Attic. We're doing it for Guatemala people. I don't. Guatemala people. All right. If I had I had the poster up, but it's gone now. Come see our gig on Sunday.
Sunday the 10th. For a good cause, everybody.
You're gonna wanna be there. All right. Folks, we just have stop. I got it. Fern, just let me do it. I had to make one joke. I have to wait. We only have one more with Brian. Wait. We only have one more, Brian. We only have one more.
I'm so out of breath.
we have one more, Brian. One more with one more song. Thank you. Here I go again. I gotta tell her I just wanna be friends, and I never meant to make her cry. I'm still howling with the wolves at night. Love petrified. Well, at least I tried. Why? Am I so damn tired all the time? Well, I'm still howling with the wolves at night. I say codependence. I can't stand it. This paranoia. It feels so endless. Oh, won't you tell me why? Yeah, why? I don't wanna be alone. Oh, no. And moves they are howling. Thank you. Oh, what? Why are you chanting the radio show name? The TV show name. Ah! I just yeah.
Did someone just say Freebird? 1, 2, 3, 4.
Oh, we're gonna do the bit.
No, yeah, let's do it.
Let's do
1, 2, 3.
All right, I'm bored of the bit. What are we doing? All right, I'm now bored of the bit. I'm bored of the bit.
Cleveland. That's it. All right.
This
Don't.
is,
No, we do this thing where if somebody says Freebird at a show, we have to play it. I'm sorry I said that. Don't do it at the show, please. All right. We have one song left. Let's do. We'll do Marmalade.
Want to do Marmalade? Let's do Marmalade.
You can find this off our first record. It's about some sort of jam spread or butter. I don't know, which is it?
It's a jam.
Is it jam?
Yeah.
All right, well, we'll just start right here. 1, 2, ha! A marmalade. Would you like some lemonade? It's extra sweet. Saw you walking down the street and I cannot deny it. The times that I've been trying just to get you to look my way, but you just got your gun. Where can you? You're fired. In the morning time, then we'll be alright. Hey, hold me closer, yeah. In the morning time, then we'll see the light. You spend the night. Hey, won't you spend the night? Hey! Well, Clementine, would you like a sip of wine? It's extra sweet. Saw you walking down the street and I cannot deny it. All the times that I've been trying just to get you to look my way, but it has got your gun. Where can you? You're fired. In the morning time, then we'll see the light. Hey, hold me closer. In the morning time, then we'll feel alright. Spend the night. Hey, bass solo. Before we finish this night's tune here, we would like to give an extra special thanks to the crew here at OneMore with Brian Erickson, all the videographers, audio engineers, in-house techs. We have the Asbury Park Music Foundation. Thank you so much for having this here week after week. Jimbo! We'd like to thank our friends and fam who came out to hang with us tonight. And we would like to thank Satan! No. Not Satan.
Mogo Korean Fusion Tacos.
Mogo Korean Fusion Tacos, not to be confused with Satan. Your butthole might think differently. I say you won't stop telling me things I can't undo. I can't keep on loving you. Yeah. You won't stop telling me things I can't undo. I can't keep on loving you. 'Cause I can't breathe when I'm living at the bottom of your sea. But I can't at the bottom of your sea, and I cannot deny it. All the times that I've been trying just to get you to look my way, but here to stop your door. Thank you.
That's how the song ends,
Sweet.
Brian.
Yeah. Hi.
I'm actually not that sweaty.
Ladies and gentlemen, one more time for the Burns. And of course, for Chris Dubrow, Jesse McCormick, everyone here at the Asbury Park Music Foundation. Ooh, all right. I wish we had this every week. I am, I have been, and I remain Brian Erickson. Who?
Brian Erickson.
Brian Erickson.
Billy Joel.
Well, it's Eric Bryanson. We'll see you next week.
Brian